Hey everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Hope things are going good. I was thinking this morning, did a lesson this last week where Jesus girded himself and washed the disciples' feet. And as I was teaching that, and as we were talking about that, one of the things that I talked about and that we discussed was about humility. And the point that I made, and that I'll still make, is that a lot of times we can hide behind humility. What we're really being is defiant and prideful, but we disguise it as humility. Well, what do I mean? Well, in these verses in John chapter 13, we see that Jesus gets up from the table and pours a basin of water. He girds himself with a towel. He washes and dries his disciples' feet. And when he comes to Peter, again, I don't know this, I can't back this up, but I bet he came to Peter last. When he comes to Peter, Peter says, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Well, obviously, Peter, I'm going to wash your feet. I've just washed everyone else's. And Peter says, "Lord, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't wash my feet." And while Peter was disguising that as, "Well, I'm not worthy for you to wash my feet, I should be washing your feet," while that humility was good, that same humility should have said, "You know what, if Jesus is doing it, and Jesus is saying that we need to do it, guess what, we need to do it. I don't get to decide, even though I think it's the right thing." That's where the problem with humility comes in. It's what I think. Well, then Jesus says to Peter, "If you don't do this, you have no part of me." And then Peter says, "Well then, Lord, don't just wash my feet, wash me all over." Again, sounds like humility. But I can argue that Peter's saying, "Oh, well, you just washed everybody else's feet. Just wash me all over. I want to be better than the rest of them. I want to have more of you." And while that sounds good, what Jesus gives us is enough. We don't need more. We don't need less. God gives us the exact amount that we need, always. But what if I told you that humility is really just pride sometimes hiding itself? We're called to be humble, but we can, I'm losing the word that I want to use here, we can confuse it. We can masquerade. There we go. We can sometimes masquerade around acting like we're being humble when we're really being prideful. Let's think about the very basis of our salvation. I bet no one listening here, maybe you have, I bet no one listening to me this morning was saved the first time God stirred your heart through the Holy Spirit, through conviction. That is an odd occurrence, I would say. No, it's multiple times. But what happens every time he did that I rejected him? Oh, I'm not ready for that. I'm not worthy. If he knows everything I've done, I don't think he'll save me. And we hear that time and time again from people. Oh, I know you got saved, but man, you don't know what I've done. I don't think God can help me. You're right, I don't know what you've done. But I know what I did. I don't want to stack them up and compare them. It's not a contest. But there was some pretty bad stuff in there. And God saved me. But I'll go even further than that. His word says, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Whosoever. That means everybody can be saved. Everybody has an opportunity to be saved. So, when we say, well, I'm not worthy, or he'll never save me if he knew what I've done, what we're saying is that he's wrong. He's wrong. When I say he can't save me because of what I've done, well, then I'm calling him a liar, because his word says, whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God's wrong. I know he said he'd save anyone who called upon his name, but he can't save me because I've done too much. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess he's wrong. And I guess you're right. That's what we said. He's called me, and I know that's what I need to do, but I'm not worthy. Oh, well, he's wrong, and you're right. He's wrong, and you're right. And you say, well, no, I'm not. Yes, that's absolutely what you're saying when you say that. Same thing for us that have been saved. When he calls us to do something, and we say, oh, I can't. I want you to get up and speak in front of these people. Oh, well, I'm not. I can't do that, God. I know you've called me to do it, but I can't do that. I don't have, I'll do it wrong and I'll embarrass you. What am I saying? It sounds like I'm being humble. But what I'm saying is, God, you wrong on that one. Now, ain't me. Look, ain't me. You didn't call me. Go help that person. Well, I'm not qualified. Why are you calling me to do that? I'm not qualified. You're wrong. But oh, I'm just not worthy. I'm just not worthy. And I say that. And I'm not worthy. So let's get that out of the way. None of us are. Zero people walking the face of this earth are worthy of the grace that God has bestowed upon us. But it's there. And here's the other part. He's never wronged. Not one time. So, let's quit telling him that he is. And disguising it as being humble. We disguise it as being humble. Sometimes, and here's the other part about humility. You are to be of service to other people. Absolutely. But you're to let other people serve you sometimes too. When God calls calls them to do that, don't deny them of that. See, that was what Peter was doing. No, God, you don't wash my feet. And Jesus said, no, I've been called to do this. Don't deny me of my calling. We don't think of it that way. Well, there's other people they can serve. No, they were called to serve you at that moment. Don't deny them of their calling. It's okay to be served sometimes. It's okay. That doesn't make you arrogant. That doesn't make you puffed up. It just makes you obedient. And that's all that we're called to do, is to be obedient. So, quit hiding behind that pride today. That humility today. Let's do what God calls us to do. And stop making excuses. And I'm saying that to me as much as I am to you. We can never do enough for our Lord. At the end, toward the end of that session, I'll add this in. He talks about being blessed. It says if you see these things and you do these things, you will be blessed. Do what things? Serve other people. Serve other people. And then suddenly the worries that I have won't be that big. And I'll quit hiding behind my humility. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I hope if you're called to do something today, if the Holy Spirit urges you, just do it. I know that sounds like a Nike commercial, doesn't it? Just do it. But let's just do it. Let's just do it. It doesn't have to make sense, and we don't have to feel qualified, because neither of which will probably happen. God bless you.